because we did our modeling in SketchUp, we were able to do a flat projection and export this as a PNG, and then use a conversion website to convert the PNG into DXF, and then in AutoCAD, open the DXF and clean up the file because it is a PNG in the first place. We got a lot of double lines, and I showed you that if you use a pro version of SketchUp, you can simply go direct and export this as a 2D graphic and a DWG directly. And when you do that, um, you don't really need to do a lot of cleanup. You just have to assign them in different layers, and that's it. But there's lots of benefits in doing it with SketchUp. Uh, and what we did here was we visualized the building by modeling it in SketchUp even before we did our schematic section. But if you wanted to do a schematic section, traditionally, the section goes before the elevation. And if you wanted to do that, you simply have to get your floor plan again, put a piece of paper, and then use a ruler again and project your 40 feet, project your ground floor, and then use your scale and find your 14 feet as you've mentioned before. Um, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's my 14. Okay. And if you don't have a 1/8 scale, remember that 1/8 is half of 14, 1/4. So whenever you see 1/4, you're talking about 2 feet really. So here, all I have to do is um, 1/4 is 2 feet, but it's also half of a quarter is a 1/8. So I'm also doing here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's my 14. And there is my second floor line. Okay. And then I have another 14 feet. Okay. Which is really 7 feet here in in a quarter. In a quarter scale, that's just 7 feet plus 7 times 2 is 14. So there's my 14. Okay, in an 8 scale, then you do have to really do a 14. And that's 14. And that's my roof line. Okay, and then you're now ready to do the section. And on the section, we know that there's going to be a double line here. Let's use a different pen. Do a double line. And we talked about parapet extending 30 inches above. So that's the wall. Okay. Then this is the roof line here. And this is the second floor. And this is the ground floor. And then we have another line here for the wall. And we need to create a double line for that wall. And you need to have a roof curb, maybe 12 inches. Okay. And then the structure to carry the roof, maybe it's just 2 feet. So here's my 2 feet over here. And here's my 2 feet on this side. And all I'm doing is I'm making sure that 2 feet is there. And I'm estimating here the 2 feet of floor structure. Okay, there you go. And basically that's your section. But we do have a stair here, so you can project that stair, and the stairs over here. Okay, and then uh, that stair will have a landing, and halfway you're gonna have your steps, and then halfway also you're gonna have your halfway steps here. Okay, all right. So now that you know where your stairs are, you can now get a thicker pen and then do the outline of the floor and the ceiling. Uh, and over here, you're doing the same thing. Okay, this one goes like this, and goes this way, and this one goes this way, and goes that way. All right, and then normally on this section elevation, we do this, and then we put here PL for property line. Okay, and then sometimes we do wanted to set a scale of a person, and that person less than 6 feet. So um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that person will be standing over there. Okay. Right. And that's basically your structure. Some presentations would put a hatch on the structure. Okay. Now here there is a floor slab, and on that floor slab you will have a footing. Okay, and on that footing you may want to hatch it for your preliminaries. For your schematic section. But we don't normally do this anymore because what's really important on a section for preliminary, there's a railing over here, is basically your floor to floor dimension. All right. Okay. So this one is 14.0, and that's also 14.0. Okay. And that's basically it. That's your uh, schematic section of your building. And because we are only concerned about floor to floor, not really this one, we don't really go into this schematic phase when it comes to section. You're only interested in the floor to floor, and that's why you go on and develop a schematic elevation instead of going through a section first. But that's how to do a schematic section using traditional method of hand drawing. Okay, but because we did this in AutoCAD, then we can create a preliminary section immediately from the elevation that we got from modeling it in SketchUp. Okay, but yeah, uh, schematic sections, that's how it's done. We don't really do this anymore when we're doing our modeling in SketchUp. Okay, so we're going to work on our next video and create our preliminary sections.